PRNewswire, Nabors Energy Transition Corp., NYSE, NETC, NETC.WS, NETC.U, NETC, or the company, announced that its board of directors has elected to extend the date by which NETC has to consummate a business combination by one additional month from the extension, as permitted under NETC's second amended and restated certificate of incorporation. The extension provides NETC with additional time to complete its previously announced initial business combination, the business combination, with Vast Solar Pty Ltd, Vast, in connection with the extension, 2SA, R, L, an affiliate of Nabors Energy Transition Sponsor LLC. The sponsor has deposited the extension payment into NETC's trust account for its public stockholders, the trust account, which enables NETC to effectuate the extension. Loaned the extension payment to NETC through a non-interest-bearing loan. If NETC consummates an initial business combination, it will repay the loans out of the proceeds of the trust account or, at the option of the sponsor, convert all or a portion of the loans into warrants for per warrant, which warrants will be identical to the warrants issued by NETC in a private placement in connection with NETC's initial public offering. If NETC does not consummate an initial business combination, it will repay the loans only from funds held outside of the trust account. About Nabors Energy Transition Corp. NETC is a blank check company formed for the purpose of effecting a merger, capital stock exchange, asset acquisition, stock purchase, reorganization or similar business combination with one or more businesses or entities. NETC was formed to identify solutions, opportunities, companies or technologies that focus on advancing the energy transition, specifically, ones that facilitate, improve or complement the reduction of carbon or greenhouse gas emissions while satisfying growing energy consumption across markets globally. Important information about the business combination and where to find it. Time equals 400 ms. Greater than this communication does not constitute an offer to sell or the solicitation of an offer to buy any securities or constitute a solicitation of any vote or approval. In connection with the proposed business combination, Vast has filed a registration statement on Form F-4, file number 333272058, as amended, the registration statement, with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, the SEC, which includes I. A preliminary prospectus of Vast relating to the offer of securities to be issued in connection with the proposed business combination and E. A preliminary proxy statement of NETC to be distributed to holders of NETC's capital stock in connection with NETC's solicitation of proxies for the vote by NETC's stockholders with respect to the proposed business combination and other matters described in the registration statement. NETC and Vast also plan to file other documents with the SEC regarding the proposed business combination. After the registration statement has been declared effective by the SEC, a definitive proxy statement, prospectus will be mailed to the stockholders of NETC. Investors and security holders of NETC and Vast are urged to read the registration statement, the proxy statement, prospectus contained therein, including all amendments and supplements thereto, and all other documents relating to the proposed business combination that have been or will be filed with the SEC carefully and in their entirety when they become available because they contain important information about the proposed business combination. Investors and security holders are able to obtain free copies of the proxy statement, prospectus and other documents containing important information about NETC and Vast once such documents are filed with the SEC, through the website maintained by the SEC at http://www.sec.gov. In addition, the documents filed by NETC may be obtained free of charge from NETC's website at www.nabors-edcorp.com or by written request to NETC at Suite 1200, 77067. Participants in the solicitation NETC, Nabors Industries Limited, Vast and their respective directors and executive officers may be deemed to be participants in the solicitation of proxies from the stockholders of NETC in connection with the proposed business combination. Information about the directors and executive officers of NETC is set forth in the registration statement. To the extent that holdings of NETC's securities have changed since the amounts printed in the registration statement filed on, such changes have been or will be reflected on statements of change in ownership on Form 4 filed with the SEC. Other information regarding the participants in the proxy solicitation and a description of their direct and indirect interests, by security holdings or otherwise, will be contained in the registration statement and other relevant materials to be filed with the SEC when they become available. You may obtain free copies of these documents as described in the preceding paragraph. Forward-looking statements. The information included herein and in any oral statements made in connection herewith include forward-looking statements within the meaning of Section 27A of the Securities Act of 1933, as amended, and Section 21E of the Securities Exchange Act of 1934, as amended. All statements, other than statements of present or historical fact included herein, regarding the proposed business combination, NETC's and Vast's ability to consummate the proposed business combination, the benefits of the proposed business combination, the proposed financing from Capital Airport Group, CAG. CAG's ability to provide the proposed financing and NETC's and Vast's future financial performance following the proposed business combination, as well as NETC's and Vast's strategy, future operations, financial position, estimated revenues and losses, projected costs, prospects, plans and objectives of management are forward-looking statements. When used herein, including any oral statements made in connection herewith, the words could, should, will, may, believe, anticipate, intend, estimate, expect, project, the negative of such terms and other similar expressions are intended to identify forward-looking statements, although not all forward-looking statements contain such identifying words. These forward-looking statements are based on NETC and Vast management's current expectations and assumptions about future events and are based on currently available information as to the outcome and timing of future events. Except as otherwise required by applicable law, NETC and Vast disclaim any duty to update any forward-looking statements, all of which are expressly qualified by the statements in this section, to reflect events or circumstances after the date hereof. NETC and Vast caution you that these forward-looking statements are subject to risks and uncertainties, most of which are difficult to predict and many of which are beyond the control of NETC and Vast. These risks include, but are not limited to, general economic, financial, legal, political and business conditions and changes in domestic and foreign markets, the inability to complete the business combination or the convertible debt and equity financings contemplated in connection with the proposed business combination, including the proposed financing from CAG, the financing, in a timely manner or at all, including due to the failure to receive required stockholder or shareholder, as applicable, approvals, or the failure of other closing conditions such as the satisfaction of the minimum trust account amount following redemptions by NETC's public stockholders and the receipt of certain governmental and regulatory approvals, which may adversely affect the price of NETC's securities. The inability of the business combination to be completed by NETC's business combination deadline and the potential failure to obtain an extension of the business combination deadline if sought by NETC. The occurrence of any event, change or other circumstance that could give rise to the termination of the business combination or the financing. The inability to recognize the anticipated benefits of the proposed business combination. The inability to obtain or maintain the listing of Vast shares on a national exchange following the consummation of the proposed business combination. Costs related to the proposed business combination. The risk that the proposed business combination disrupts current plans and operations of Vast, business relationships of Vast or Vast's business generally as a result of the announcement and consummation of the proposed business combination. Vast's ability to manage growth. Vast's ability to execute its business plan, including the completion of the Port Augusta project, at all or in a timely manner and meet its projections. Potential disruption in Vast's employee retention as a result of the proposed business combination. Potential litigation, governmental or regulatory proceedings, investigations or inquiries involving Vast or NETC, including in relation to the proposed business combination. Changes in applicable laws or regulations and general economic and market conditions impacting demand for Vast's products and services. Additional risks are set forth in the section titled Risk Factors in the registration statement and other documents filed, or to be filed with the SEC in connection with the proposed business combination. Should one or more of the risks or uncertainties described herein and in any oral statements made in connection therewith occur, or should underlying assumptions prove incorrect, actual results and plans could differ materially from those expressed in any forward-looking statements. Additional information concerning these and other factors that may impact NETC's expectations can be found in NETC's periodic filings with the SEC, including NETC's annual report on Form 10-K filed with the SEC on and any subsequently filed quarterly reports on Form 10-Q. NETC's SEC filings are available publicly on the SEC's website at www.sec.gov. View original content. https://www.prnewswire.com/news-releases Nabors Energy Transition Corp announces extension of deadline to complete business combination 3019566559.html